Hey Warren, here's a quick little guide on how to install Windows. I'll try to be as thorough as I can. The first thing that you want to start off is make sure the system is powered off, and the only thing that you'll need is the recovery USB drive that came with your system. It should be in the accessory box, and it'll be a little um, black thumb drive that says recovery USB on it. Once you have that, just go ahead and plug that in. And if you have any external drives or anything like that plugged in, just go ahead and unplug those as well. Once you got all that taken care of, go ahead and turn the system on, and you're going to want to start tapping on the delete key over and over on your keyboard until you enter the BIOS menu. It should look fairly similar to what I have pulled up right here. It might look a little bit different, but it's Asus motherboard, and their layouts are essentially the same thing. Once you're there on the main menu, you want to look for the boot priority part, which is this one right here. And you should have three drives showing up. One of them might be, it might say Windows Boot Manager. It's probably blank, so it's probably going to say like ADATA um, such and such 1 terabyte drive. And then you should have two that say USB. One of them saying it's a USB UEFI boot device or something like that. That one you want to click and drag to the top of the priority right here. And that's basically going to tell the system to read that drive first. And once you have that set up, just go ahead and click or hit F10 to save and exit, and you should automatically go into the Windows installation menu. And that is going to look something like this. Let me go ahead and pull it up real quick. There we go. Actually, I have two virtual machines going at the same time just to show you both parts. So it'll boot into this menu right here. Just go ahead and go through the default steps. It might look a little bit different for you. Um, Install now. Yeah, whenever you're going through this process, it shouldn't ask you for a product key because it's baked into your system. If it does for any reason, just let me know. You also shouldn't get this menu as well, so just ignore that. Accept the license terms. And once you're here, go ahead and click custom. And for this part, you only have one drive installed on your system, and it should look like this. It should say drive 0 unallocated space. If for any reason, if it shows up with multiple drive zeros with different partitions, what you're going to want to do is you're just going to want to click one at a time and just hit delete. And you want to do that with all of the drive 0 partitions until you end up with drive 0 unallocated space. Once you have that, go ahead and click it, click next, and it should start the install process. So I went ahead and just skipped over this part, and let me pull that next part up. Here we go. And once you're done with that, it's going to go through that install process. Just let it do its thing. This is basically the first phase of the install process. It'll restart, and then it'll go into this next part where it's going to ask you for some basic information, what region you're in, and yada yada yada. So just go through that. Keyboard layout. Most of them you could just go with the default steps. Want to add a second? No, it's fine. Let that do its thing. And after it's done doing this, it'll probably ask you to sign into a Microsoft account. That's completely up to you if you want to do that or not. It'll ask you some other, personal choice things, like if you want to sign up for Office 365. You don't have to if you don't want to. Do you want to use Cortana? You don't have to if you don't want to. It's totally up to you. Let's see next. So if it asks you for your Microsoft account, um, you'll either need to remember your credentials, or what you could do is you can unplug from the internet. If you have an Ethernet cable, just unplug that and it should let you bypass it. It's kind of a silly thing that you have to do, but as far as I know, that's the only way to bypass it. Um, so let me just sign in mine. Do that. Create a pen. Sure. 1, 2, 3, 4. Because I'm not actually using this. And of course, you could do. Yeah, I figured it wouldn't like that. Try something else. There we go. So yeah, just create a pen, and like I said, this is just real basic stuff. You can set your privacy settings. You can read over this. I can't really tell you if you want to do this or not. Just kind of read over it and decide for yourself if you want to. I'm just gonna go with the default steps just to keep this short. Don't care about that. Remind me later. Okay. Decline. I already have Microsoft Office. No, thank you. No, thank you. And then after that, it'll probably just finish the install setup, and then you should be booting into Windows after this. Let's see how long it takes. Let me go ahead and just shut this off since I'm not using it anymore. And so once this is done, you should be booted into Windows. And what you could do is, I'm going to use my desktop as an example, just so we don't have to wait for that. Once you're booted in, the first thing that you want to do is just go to your start menu, settings, and Windows Update. I'm using Windows 11, so it might be a little bit different for you. But just if you can't find it, what you could do is just type in Windows Update either here or just hit Start Windows Update Settings. Yeah, and you're probably going to get a long list of updates once you hit this. Just kind of go through the process of doing that and let Windows install all the updates and just get that taken care of. You'll probably need to restart the system a couple of times. And basically, you want to keep doing that over and over again until you basically says you're up to date. That's pretty much it. I'm also going to email you a Google Drive link to some software packs that you'll want to download, as well as your NVIDIA driver as well. Um, that should be pretty much it, and after you're done with all that, you're free to install whatever software or games that you like. I hope this helps. If you run into any issues, just feel free to contact me. Thank you. Bye.